every time I saw the Veiled Prophet Parade after I learned this, I thought about it differently. But I remember even Ron Claridge, who's there in the audience, when I was watching, I hadn't told him this story, but I remember him telling me that when he was a kid, he loved the Veiled Prophet. And his dad told him, well, you might like it now. Isn't that right, Ron? You might like it now, but when you grow up to understand what it really is, you'll understand that you won't like it. Another worker I knew, I mean, I interviewed a lot of people who had been through the railroad strike of 1926 and subsequent strikes, and their family inheritance of hating the St. Louis Arsenal. They hated it, and I thought, you know, I grew up at a time when working class people were identified with the military. And so I thought, what did that come from? And those workers would tell me, it's because we know that those arms were really brought there to be shot at us. You know, it wasn't to defend us from an outside force. We were the outside force that was being defended against. You could see it in the St. Louis old St. Louis post office, where they built a moat right around the building to defend it. It was built after the 1877 strike. They built that. So there's these markers. But the most important marker should be our memory, I think, of what the elite did, that they were willing to take up arms. Think about it. You are not a citizen. You are the other. And what was this strike? This was a strike of the dispossessed. Across the nation, a clarion call to a new order, to something different, that out of this ugliness of capitalism, we can imagine a different order. Not just the 8-hour day, not just the end of child labor, but a different order of worker power against corporate power. And remember, this was before corporations were declared persons, right, by the Supreme Court, which has just been reaffirmed recently. So they were immigrants, they were ex-slaves, they were the dispossessed, and we really are the inheritors of their vision. Out of that extreme poverty, out of that extreme powerlessness, they could imagine complete and total power for workers. That workers, in the words of Mother Jones, she inherits this vision too out of 1877. She said on her deathbed, she longed to see the day when labor had the destination of the nation in her own hands and can stand a united force, and she can stand a united force and show the world what the workers can do.